just,
May I
Yes.
just respond?
absolutely.
Because I understood the question. And there are two separate things. First and foremost, I did defend my support of it. It's on record. You're more than welcome to go back. The specific questions that I was not willing to answer at that time in this specific position were very generalized, and I felt that they were speaking more to my personal ideology and subjective matter. That wasn't about what it was. I had a conversation following the meeting with Ms. Ewing. I'm not going to discuss that. I feel that would be incredibly inappropriate. I'm happy to discuss that with anyone who would like, but I'm not in the business of coming up here and speaking on behalf of the town strictly from my own individual perspective. So as a mother, I might have different views that I'm not going to say differently, or that I'm not going to say here in defense of something that I'm passing when they're not directly related. And I'm not going to be intimidated or backed into a corner in a position that I'm going to be expected to either, because I'm absolutely allowed to have my opinion as a mother and as a taxpayer in the same way that I can speak on behalf of this. The fact that it's getting brought up, I think, is the biggest issue with this community in general. It's just pointing fingers and conflict and stirring up arguments, and it's why I got involved in politics altogether. So I might not know the ins and the outs of all of these different little, I don't know, things I'm learning as I go, but the whole reason I got into it is because I'm just so sick and tired of this. The arguing, the pointing fingers, the coming up with the problems, not talking about solutions, not doing anything to actually create a unified force as a community that we can move forward, but instead just consistently perpetuating the same hate and division over and over and over again. It is exhausting. And it takes the good people, because you could have an opinion about me, but I'll tell you, I'll fight for anybody, whether I agree with you or disagree. And it takes the people like me who don't want to get involved, who don't want to be a part of this, because this is what people see. It's sad. It's sad. And I would think that everybody would be able to see that and be like, yeah, maybe we should do better. Especially people who've been involved and been in these seats and have experience and things that they could offer, but choose not to. So that's my personal opinion on the matter. I'm not going to speak on behalf of, oh, you can be disappointed with the answer all you'd like, but I'm not going to speak further on it. I've defended it. You're more than welcome to go back and listen to the tapes. That's where I stand on it. Which brings me to my second comment. Mr. Spear, thank you very much for your service. I know I said it back in the last meeting, so it's probably redundant. But not being someone who was in the political world prior to running, I really needed a lot of catching up, and I needed to understand these things because they're very detailed, they're very intricate, and you did. You took so much of your time, and I think I would have been very lost if I didn't have those first few months with you.
Oh, yes.
So that's separate, a more positive note, but